Peter Drucker said bigger is better, another 20th century myth, and Larry explained why. I'm very grateful to Dr. Drucker, the world's greatest management expert of the 20th century. Everybody agrees. Wonderful man. He died 5 years ago. A great loss, but a wonderful man. He wasn't exactly a mentor, but he was a friend of mine for the last part of his life. And what Drucker was talking about was this. This is the basis of the research that we've done. We try to look at the life cycle of an organization to understand what is the difference between management behavior and entrepreneurial behavior. And this life cycle has been very important in our work, in our research. If I can come over on this side, every organization, whether it's a nonprofit or profit, starts as a startup. There's a starting time with 1 to 5 people starting a small business, all right? And we know from statistics, about 2 out of 3 of all startups fail. And I've done some research, and others have done research on this. What is the most common cause of failure of new businesses, of startups? It is not lack of money. It is not lack of management know-how. It is they could not come up with a product anybody wanted to buy. Very simple. They just couldn't come up with a good idea, a good enough idea to make a profit, all right? But for the 1 out of 3 that survives, they go into a period of high growth. This is the story of, say, Apple Computer or Microsoft, something like that. They begin to grow very rapidly. Today, startup companies that are successful, they're not growing 5% per year, they're growing 25, 30, 35% per year. It's amazing. Yahoo, Google, these companies. So they go into a period of very high growth, right? That's phase 2. Phase 1 is the startup, and phase 2 is high growth. This time can be maybe 30 years, okay? After 30 years of growing 30% per year, what happens? You get big. You have to get big, right? We used to be 5 people, now we're 500, or maybe 5,000 people. So one of the things that is going to happen to all successful companies, they're going to get bigger. Now that's nice, but it brings great problems. It brings great problems. If you've ever been in a company or a hospital or organization that has been growing and growing and growing, at some point you look around and you realize things are changing around here. In the old days, if I wanted to spend $10, I could go to the boss and ask his permission. He would say yes or no, decision given, that's it. Today, if I want to spend $10, I have to have 6 people approve it, you see? So there's a lot of this control going on, right? In the old days, if I wanted to hire somebody, right, I would say go to my boss maybe, and the entrepreneur, and he would say yes or no, and I would go out and look for someone and offer this guy a job, right? Today, I can't do that. I have to send him for psychological testing. The human resource department has to evaluate him. You have to look at all these things and so on. And what you find is that whether it's financial policies, controlling